Hello, I'm Joseph Dillard. Welcome to the Integral Deep Listening video curricula. In the previous videos in this series on ending family nightmares, I discussed how we stay stuck in our familial scripting, how our addiction to our identity keeps us stuck in delusion, integral deep listening in a family, and what children learn from such experiences. In this episode, I want to share a bit about the impact of integral deep listening on childhood development. As this young child, what might be the consequences for you of holding these values as you grow up and live your life? These principles could be expected to generalize into who you are at school, how you treat your friends, how you react to cruelty, impatience, or anger in others, how you go about solving problems that arise, and how you think about yourself. You watch your parents and your siblings honestly share their issues and take responsibility for them in your integral deep listening family group meetings. This encourages you to do the same because no one in your family is blaming anyone else for their problems. So you don't either. Instead of worrying, you grow up experiencing your parents and family members focusing on solutions. Instead of feeling like you have to pretend that you are more confident than you are, you see your parents giving themselves permission to admit their limitations and fears and ask for help, even from you. Because your parents are honest and open, you are too. Relationships that are both intimate and honest are natural and easy for you. Deep listening to your inner support community shows you how to wear your roles of child, gender, race, nationality, and group as if they are clothes that you take on and off. They aren't really who you are, so you aren't afraid of losing them. If people don't like one of your roles, you don't take it personally, because it's not who you really are. For example, you ask tons of questions at school. You know it annoys some of the other students and even some of your teachers. However, you know you're at school to learn, and if something isn't clear to you and you don't ask, whose problem is that? If you ask and other people are annoyed, whose problem is that? If someone makes fun of your father, you don't take it personally either, because you know that most of what people say about them, it's not about you. It's about them. If someone makes fun of you because you tell them you and your family talk to ostriches, clouds, and bricks, you'll understand that they just don't play the same healthy games that your family does. And if they did, they would probably like it. They just don't understand. When you flunk a math test, instead of thinking that you are a failure, you talk to the different friends you have made of feathers, trees, and toilet brushes. You ask their help in problem solving what you need to do differently. Maybe they help you find one that likes math and can do it well. You make friends with those emerging potentials with helpful aptitudes and attitudes, and ask them for their assistance as you work on learning math. If there is a death in your family, you're very sad. You also know from past experience with your family life issue and dream interviewing group that dead people can show up in dreams. You also know that emerging potentials can't die because they are never born. As a result, you can miss those who die, but still feel connected to them, deep down inside. The most important thing most people need to feel is that they are being listened to by others, by us. Agreement is much less important. We want to feel heard. When you practice integral deep listening in dreaming healthy families, you not only give that gift to another person, you give it to yourself. You feel listened to by your own self instead of simply talking to yourself and not listening, as most of us routinely do in our own minds. Dreaming healthy families can be used by entire families in an approach to healing inappropriate rules and roles, cultivating integrally based relationships rather than those based on social approval and sanction, and to support transformation of family relationships to higher and broader levels of functioning. This includes more quality time, if not a greater quantity of time. It also includes more honesty and intimacy in communication. Safety and security needs can be respected, addressed, and fulfilled. What would a family that came together once a week and took turns interviewing dream characters and life issues look like? Imagine a world in which children watch their parents and older siblings identify life issues, listen to each other's dreams, interview emerging potentials about how to address their life issues, receive practical recommendations for how to proceed, ask their family members, including young children, for help in applying the help they received for resolving their life issues. What values would this child grow up assuming? They would learn that listening to ourselves is most important. Applying daily what we hear in practical and concrete ways is natural. Those around us can and will support us in this process. They would learn confidence, security, self-esteem, control, and power, and that these come from alignment with the agenda of unique personal emerging potentials that don't die, not from social conformity. Growing in a balanced whole way is more effective than pushing what we want on ourselves. In the next video in this series on ending family nightmares, we'll explore the impact of integral deep listening interviewing on education and community. All of the videos in this curricula can be found on integraldeeplistening.com. Thanks for watching. See you next time.